What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. Hit the like button, turn me up on this YouTube shit. I want to jump right into it. A lot of people been asking me about Ja Morant. I know he ain't part of the drill culture, but he acting like a drill rapper. People saying, what's up with him, Truth? You know, when you young and you run into a lot of that money like that, you don't really have no training or none of that shit. This kind of thing happen, you know? First off, one of the first things I noticed about Ja Morant is people got to understand, you know, when you come from the streets and shit, and what I mean by the streets don't mean he came from the projects or he came from the most terrible neighborhood. You got to remember, ghetto is a mindset. It's not an address. You know, so I think, you know, his upbringing, you can tell, was a little different than a lot of people. But I think a lot of people in the NBA know that, though. And a lot of people in the NBA is just like Ja Morant. I just think some individuals don't know how to handle the fame when they don't come from Hollywood. They're not from the limelights, the glitz and the glamour. They don't really know how to respond when they get put in a position, especially when you get drafted as an NBA player and then the face of the NBA, one of the faces, a franchise player. You know, it'd be a lot. People be looking forward into you. A lot of that ghetto shit you got to get away from. You know, you a business now. Ja Morant is just not a player who making money. His name is a business. So, you know, sometimes that be hard for a lot of these young guys who been in the hood their whole life, you know. And then think about it. He moved away. He got drafted in Memphis. He got his mama out there. He got his daddy out there. He done moved his friends out there, his homies out there. It's hard to change and grow up when you got some of the same people around you when you was a little boy in it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that play a part in that shit too. Me personally, he got some of the same energy. Like, how you gonna run away from shit? How you gonna get away from the bad life when you still surrounded by the people who was involved in it? And that's no disrespect to mom and dad, but it's time for Ja to grow up. And a lot of people don't understand that, you know. When you become an NBA player, you gotta move business-like. And I think he having a hard time adjusting to that. Now, don't get me wrong, flashing the guns and shit. Like a lot of these cities, I think in Memphis, they gun laws be lackadaisical. So, you know, you can just walk in the store and buy a gun and shit like that. You don't really have to have a perk card, a TANF card, hours of shooting, and none of that shit. In a lot of these states, you can just go buy a gun. So I don't know if he broke any rules, any laws. I know it wasn't concealed. He flashing it in the car. That might could be something. But, you know, I'm not sure, man. You know, the guy acting crazy. He got to worry about the NBA instead of that NBA young boy shit. You know, that's the part that got me confused with him. And you would think some of his homeboys would tell him, like, look, Ja, I'm finna get ready and leave, bro. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you stay out here, do your business, handle your shit. Fuck with us in the off season, brother. And, you know, I don't think nobody done said that personally. Just the off season now, but to still be on live, listening to the ghetto-ass music, dancing, singing, you can clearly tell he got some of the wrong influences around him. Like, he got some of the same people he grew up with. And that's a good thing. I'm not a big proponent of leaving your homeboys, but sometimes your homeboys got to understand. And if they don't understand, you got to get away until you get the bag real big. This guy got an opportunity to make almost $500 million in his career. No need to throw that shit away for somebody to think you super tough. That's goofy. It's something about that that's very weird, you know. So I don't want to get down on a young man, you know, because it's hard to be just a regular person and then overnight you a millionaire. You know, you got to understand, you got to move different business suits, you know, all kind of shit. A lot of these guys still want to move around like rappers and shit. You know, rappers get the opportunity to move around like that. When you're an NBA player, an NFL player, Major League Baseball, hockey, you got to kind of move around like a business entrepreneur, CEO kind of vibe, you know. I'm not sure if Ja Morant got that, but I think this right here is going to get him, you know, because I'm pretty sure he going to get some kind of repercussions of this. Now, is he going to get kicked out of the NBA? I doubt that. He too talented. He too raw. I don't think the Memphis Grizzlies going to do that. But can I see him sitting out a whole year for steady doing shit like this? Yeah, I can see that personally. But I'm going to keep you updated on this, man, because it seems like this is a case a lot of people been wanting to hear about. But Ja Morant caught flashing another gun, listening to NBA like he don't play in the fucking NBA. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Truth.